great. And it was like a constant improv exercise, you know, in an acting class. We were like, okay, yes, and where do we go with this?
Are you a fan of any reality TV shows? Like, do you watch like Kardashians, Real Housewives?
I don't. I will say I have never seen an episode of either of those. I just don't. I'm not a huge TV person to begin with, and the TV that I do watch, if I watch anything real, it's usually like some true crime murder documentary.
Do you have TV guilty pleasures? Like,
Well, one thing that I'll always, if I'm like, oh, I just want something that's like I can turn on and that's easier, whatever, I will always put on oh, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I love that show. I love that humor. Arrested Development is also brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah, I ran into Tony Hale the other day. And right, that's
Yeah.
yes. And I'm like, I know it's Tony. Did I get the last name right?
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I ran into him at a pressing and I was like, oh my God, hi, I love you. I'm such a huge fan. Like, and then all I could think about was Lucille. So, you know, I love stuff like that. Those are probably, I guess, my guilty pleasures, or like unsolved mysteries, stuff like that.
Those are some good ones. Well, listen, we have actresses on the Real Housewives now. We have Lisa Rinna, Garcelle Beauvais,
Yes.
we had Denise Richards. Have you, you know, you live there. Have you ever gotten a call from Bravo? Have they ever contacted you?
I would never do a reality show about my life. And that was actually how, you know, originally Hollywood Darlings was pitched. And I said, I said, I don't want to do something based on my life. It's just not it's not my style. So yeah, no, I'm good. That, and hey, more power to them, to do your thing, ladies, but not my deal.
I just figured since you live there, maybe someone reached out.
Oh God,
to you,
no,
you
but
know?
my life is so like, no, I am not Beverly Hillsy. It's no, I'm in a nice, you know, cute, small little house, and I like it that way.
Well, speaking of Real Housewives, one of my close friends in the real world is Ebony K. Williams, Beyond
Oh
the
yes,
Edge.
yes.
How
Love
was
Ebony.
your experience in the Panamanian jungle?
It was one of the hardest, most grueling things I've ever done in my life. And it changed me for real. Like being out in that jungle, it really put a lot of things in perspective. Yeah, it was a big deal, and I really, really am so glad I did it. I think I've forgotten just how miserable it, like I know it was miserable, but I'm like, I don't know, man, I could do it again. Because I think I've forgotten like the visceral experience of just how awful it was sleeping out there and living out there for a few weeks.
It didn't look fun. I mean, what did you learn about yourself? How did it change you?
You know, I learned I was stronger and more powerful than I thought I was. I always know that, you know, mentally I can be a fighter, but I went out there and I really like held my own, and I was really proud of myself for that. And that I didn't give up, and that I'm like a good teammate. You know, that meant a lot to me. And then also being completely removed from like technology and screens and social media and all that for a couple weeks in the jungle, and to just be fully present. Since I got back, like I find that I put my phone down a lot more.
You
or
do.
put it on do not disturb. Yeah.
Maybe I need some time in the Panamanian jungle.
It is life-changing. It really is. It really is.
Well, speaking about things that you've done that are very difficult in your career, talk to me about Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, Dancing with the Stars was also incredibly challenging. But it was something that I always wanted to do. I used to go watch ballroom competitions when I was in my 20s. I've always loved dance and ballroom dance. So getting the opportunity to actually learn how to do it was really thrilling and so much fun, but so much hard work. But I had such a great partner in Keo. I actually just talked to him yesterday. He's in South Africa visiting his family, but I got a great partner who I really grew with, and again, challenged myself in ways, and pushed through frustration and uncomfortable, body aches and pains and things like that. But took a lot out of me.
I have had so many people on from that show that have competed, and they say, I mean, it's one of the hardest things they've ever done.
Yeah, it really, really is.
What's harder, that or Beyond the Edge?
Beyond the Edge for sure. Beyond the Edge for sure. It was that was unlike anything else I've ever done in my life. I remember when I told my mom I was going to go live in the jungle for a couple weeks and do this competition show and do all these challenges. She was like, something's wrong with you. I don't understand why you would do that. That sounds awful. And I was like, that sounds exciting. And she was like, we have very different definitions of exciting. So
she's like, wait a second, really?
Yeah. But no, it was Beyond the Edge was incredibly challenging. And just because you were sleeping out there, like you never got a break. Like there was no, Dancing with the Stars, you could go home, you could go get a massage, you could, with Beyond the Edge, it was like you were constantly in these uncomfortable conditions. So
would you do Dancing with the Stars again? Like they have All Stars versions that come and go.
Before my ankle injury, I would have, but I now have a bunch of plates and screws in my left ankle. And after Beyond the Edge, I really pushed that limit. I'm like, I'm good. And I think I've done it. I don't know that I need to do it again. I think I'm good. But we'll see.
Never say never, right?
Exactly. Right.
What about, your full Fuller House cast? Who do you think would, who would you put your money on? Like Candiace has done it, but who do you think should step up next to Dancing with the Stars? Like if anyone could go on it, who would you?
Oh, I think Andrea should do it. I think Andrea would be so great. She's terrified to dance, but I know she could do it. And I think she would just have so much fun and really, I think she'd be great. So I'd love to see Andrea on.
Or John Stamos. I mean, way back, he did an interview once where he said he never would, but that was like 10 years ago. Things change.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
I think he would get very, very far. What do you love best about these Christmas movies? There's like, we started with that. They're so joyful. Like what's just the best thing about being a part of like the Lifetime and, doing these movies?
I have had so many people come up to me and tell me how much they love these movies or what a tradition it is for their family to watch them. And, I had a really wonderful story of this young man that came up to me and he said, I just want to thank you for your Christmas movies. I had done a few Hallmark ones. He said, my grandmother was dying of cancer around the holidays and your movie came out and she loved you on Full House. And so we watched your movie a bunch of times when it, came out. He said, and then she passed right after the holidays. He said, but I have so many wonderful memories of watching your holiday movies and Full House with her. And that meant so much to know that this comfort and warmth and happiness, gets to come to people maybe when they're not having the best holidays and maybe, make them a little bit better.
I love that. Now, when I was told a friend of mine I was sitting down to chat with you, the first thing she said is pants off, dance off. Now, I had no idea. Being a pop culture expert, I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, I've now since gone down a very dark hole.
Yes.
This is, talk to me.
So it was a cult hit, that show, right? Like it was like, if you knew about it, you knew about it. And there was a lot of people that were very into it. And I had so much fun. We would get these videos and watch them and just write the most ridiculous reviews and stupid comments. It was, as a host, it was fun because we were writing and joking around and it was like watching people do weird things and then just commenting on it. It was